I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Alexander Strizak. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Oh, I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I am excellent as can be. Now, tell me, please, what part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in beautiful San Diego, California right now.
All right. So it's really afternoon there right now. Well, evening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 4:30 here, and it's a nice day out like always here.
Sweet. Yeah, hear you. Well, I'm in the Caribbean. It's a nice day as usual out here as well too.
I still got to travel out there one of these days.
Yeah. Well, we definitely connect. Hey, you know a place in Trinidad, and now you know a guy in Trinidad, right? So
That I do now. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. There we go. Well, hey, Alexander, please do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting.
Well, on my LinkedIn bio, I started and host a sports podcast, Mulligans, and am still doing it from my apartment where I'm playing a sport and finishing my undergrad degree. And I started it to voice not just my opinion on sports, but let others come on. I have friends that come on the show and share theirs. And now we've gotten people I don't know who get to come on and share. And it's been really fun. And, I think we both embrace the sharing of stories and how important that is.
It is definitely important. Now, okay, the name. How did you come up with that?
Oh, so growing up, I was born, I think that my head is still the same size as when I was born, my dad says. I was born and my dad looked at my mom and said it's a moose. And so growing up, I'm out in my hometown in Fallbrook, they called me Moose all the time.
Yeah.
So it goes with the sporty theme too.
And Mulligans.
Definitely.
Yeah. So the Mulligans part, how did you conceptualize that part?
Oh, the Mulligans part, yeah. That just ties into sports. When we first started the show, it was kind of like we wanted the show to be about maybe a mistake a team had made in the past, and we revisit it, and then a current decision and a future decision. And the show's kind of morphed more into an opinionated talk, but it still keeps the sports vibe. And I love, as I'm a pitcher in baseball, so golfing is part of my life now. So the mulligan in golf definitely comes up a lot for me.
Sweet. So who did you learn the skill of not just playing sports, but definitely commentating on sports?
Well, I've been interested in sports for basically my entire life, and I've always had so much fun debating and discussing different sports strategies with others. As we're watching a game, I'll be texting somebody back and forth about it, and I've always asked and questioned opinions on sports. The only difference now is I record it and post it. So I think that's where the difference is now.
Yeah, now you have an audience, right?
Yeah, now I have an audience. I'm not just talking to myself.
Yeah, that's amazing. Hey, there are the challenges that do occur, and I love to ask this question to see where a person's heart is. Why will you continue to repeat this skill?
Well, I love doing the sports podcast, and I definitely plan on continuing to record episodes every Sunday and continuing to improve the show every week as we get listeners' opinions and all that, and I want the best quality possible for them. And I've been working with a nonprofit and would love to continue to add skills to help them as well. So it's just trying to add on as I keep going on into the business world and the sports world as well.
Yeah. Hey, I think there's no better way to start than starting with your passion. And it could only get better. Definitely there will be the challenges, but they create the platform, the character, if you would. It's like the scars, the battle scars, right?
Right, definitely.
Yeah. So I wish you all the best, for sure. All right, well, tell me one other thing that you've done. Or in fact, before that, tell us where we can connect with you. Like, if we want to get that sports illustration, if you would, by Alexander, where should we go?
You should go to facebook.com/moosesmulligans has our link to our official website. The official website URL is a little long, alexanderstrizak.wixsite.com/moosesmulligans. So the easiest way is to like us on Facebook and get all the latest info on the podcast.
Wonderful. And tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Oh, well, I'm kind of a history buff. I love studying history, like whether it's the history of sports or a country or that they're all experiences that we can study and learn from, and I think you can really apply it to whatever current challenge you're having. So
Yeah.
I think history.
Hey, but with a name like Alexander, it's like, yeah, for sure, right?
You got to study the greatest one, right?
Exactly,
You got to
right?
be the greatest one.
Exactly. So how does it make you feel? The like seeing things in the past, present, and future perspective.
Well, I feel it makes me more confident in the next decision. I personally make my decision based on comparisons and contrast of what's happened in the past, and it gives me a little more confidence. Now, okay, somebody's made this decision before and it ended this way. It's not always ever going to end out the same way. No, in baseball, no pitch is the same baseball pitch. It's always different, but it gives you a little more confidence going into that decision.
Yeah, yeah. Why would you suggest someone out there that's listening approach life in a similar fashion?
Oh, my dad always said to me that the world didn't start spinning when you were born, and that was more when he was mad at me, and I thought I knew more than him. But it's been spinning a long time, and honestly, any information you can get from it is just another tool on your belt, like Batman. You just add another tool on your belt.
Yeah, I love that. I love the way you said that. Yeah, just like Batman.
Just got to add another tool.
Add another tool. Well, Alexander Strizak, amazing audience, live podcaster from Moose's Mulligans. Do check that out. Alexander, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
That sounds great right now.
Alexander, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, well, the first real clear memory I still use today is I was lucky enough, my dad took my grandpa and me to Chicago White Sox spring training in Arizona. And I got to meet this guy, Frank Thomas. He's so big, they call him the Big Hurt. And, I'm staring a mile into the sky at him because I'm a little kid. And, he just told me that whether it's a sport or your education or your career, just enjoy the experience as long as you can. And I think I've really carried that on.
Wow. How old do you think you were the first time you saw him?
I was about 4 years old, and I think just getting interested into the sports world, I was just getting to be behind the scenes and see a major leaguer in his uniform like that was unforgettable. I think any sports fan will remember that, no matter what age.
Yeah. That's intriguing. Hey, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Oh, definitely.
I love the idea that the advice he gave you is advice that you've taken and you've applied just from our conversation in the exact mode of past, present, and future. Like he said, make sure you experience it to the fullest, right? In my words, right?
Correct.
And
yes.
You are actually doing that because, my friend, with the podcast that you're creating, you are doing something that is in the present on the Sunday night, right? That
yep.
And you're definitely future talking. Like I heard when you have the part where you say if it's crap or not, right? If this person is going to make it or not, right?
You went right to my favorite game. Yeah, it's
right?
definitely my favorite game.
Right, but there we go. So it's and then it's intriguing that that's the future, right? And then the content you're producing is the past, right? But it's fully integrated in a format that the experience can be fully loved, if you would, because it's recorded, it's there on iTunes, and you're there in the present, and then there's the future. And as you said, it could or could not happen, right?
Definitely. It's always a learning experience. Everything should be a learning experience up to this point.
Yeah, it's fascinating how it connects. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
I think I was still listening to the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin like I am today. I mean, there was the Black Eyed Peas because I'm a younger generation with I Got a Feeling, but I'm pretty sure in the free time I do have, I do go get classic rock vinyls.
Right.
So I'm still doing that.
Yeah. Well, tell me one song. Choose one.
Oh, Stairway to Heaven's easy to pick with Led Zeppelin, but Whole Lotta Love and then Start Me Up by Rolling Stones are my two favorite by those two.
Yeah. They all connect, right? Like Stairway to Heaven, most definitely. Yeah. All about love. It has to be all about love, right?
Oh, that definitely is.
All right, well, hey, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Alexander, Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Alexander, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Oh, I have not, but I feel like everyone I talk to on the show, I learned something from, and I hope they kind of feel the same in return.
Are you married?
No, I'm 21 years old. It's day by day, meal by meal in college right now.
I'll still ask, do you have children?
No, but that'll be an unreal and exciting feeling one day.
Oh, I love it. Do you believe in God?
I do. The world today is pretty cloudy. You know, the feeling with all the technology, we get quick results. But, you know, I do have that feeling of the higher power inside me.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Nobody wants to say they cut people off, but there are people I definitely talk and share more to. Yeah. But this podcast has widened that circle, I'll tell you that much.
Wonderful. Hey, do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Oh, I wish I did, but I'd say it's about 5 to 8 hours a week, depending on what sports games are on or if I'm hooked on a TV show.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I'd say it's less. With school, it starts to get close, and you know, definitely on podcast days, it definitely ticks up.
Yeah. Hey, well, Alexander, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for your own unique real self. And my idea is that as you answer those questions in there, you uncover your own unique real statement, your mission. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Alexander Strizak, what would you say that is?
Well, I'm glad you picked it up from my podcast. It's my favorite segment, Money Talks and BS Walks. I was playing baseball and traveling around New York with my dad, and we passed a lot of blacktop basketball courts, and it's 3-on-3 basketball games, shirts versus skins, with the third team waiting. And I would see the one team would win, and then the other team waiting, they would tell them, Money Talks and BS Walks. You'd put your money down or you'd move on to the next court. And that's how I feel it should be with every decision. You're either all in or you move on to the next one.
Love it. Hey, Alexander, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Oh, just thanks for listening. And, you know, don't be a stranger. I always love having a conversation on my show. So
yeah, love it. Hey, this was fun. Hey, Alexander Strizak, again, great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you for having me. It was a great conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.